ladies and gentlemen, presenting the car designed for the average man, the Homer.
Any questions?
What does this monstrosity cost?
Jerry, what's the sticker price?
$82,000! This monstrosity cost $82,000! What have I done? I mean, the zoo was fun, but I'm ruined!
Hello my fellow gamers, welcome back to another Pirate101 Companions rework video. At the time of this video releasing, you would expect an April Fool's jokes about Pirate101, but funny enough, this is not a drill. You are not dreaming. Donkey Hotay is finally a companion in this game. It only took them several years, but finally Donkey Hotay is released in the crown shop for only 6,000 crowns. So how good is he? Is he strong? Is he powerful? Is he useful? Let's find out in this video. Also, as a side bonus, I will cover the Azteca Companions from the pack as they were recently buffed out of their minds. I didn't initially cover them since I didn't have all the companions at my disposal, but after getting footage from a friend of mine that does have all the companions, I will talk about it. So Donkey Hotay is a privateer companion that you can buy from the crown shop for 6,000 crowns during the month of April. He primarily specializes on summoning companions, allowing them to provide support and sustainability for your team. First, Donkey Hotay comes with the following epics: Hold the Line 2, Cheap Shot 2, and Second Chance 1 with only 3 epics to choose. The following on screen are the epics that he can train up to his max level. Besides the epics he can train, he is also given a new epic called Saint Bonzo's Boon. This is a power that allows Donkey Hotay to not die for a total of 3 times in a fight as long as his summons are active in the battlefield. This essentially makes your companion immune to damage for that round if the damage would normally kill them, like Kane's ability or Explosive Decoy for Musketeers. As for the summons, there is 3 different classes of summons he can utilize in the field: the Priv, the Buccaneer, and the Musketeer Monkey/Royalist, with the Privateer summon being naturally trained with Donkey Hotay. These summons are initially weak, but they do have decent to really good epics, especially Overwatch 3 and Repel Porters 5 to enable those really defensive playstyles. With Donkey Hotay's epic, Saint Bonzo's Boon, your Donkey Hotay will not die as long as your minions are on the battlefield at any given time. The minions have to be the 3 different classes of summon, so you cannot repeat the same class to gain the powers. The minions are just a condition for the power, and it doesn't matter if you have the minions or your teammate summons. As long as the Buck, Musketeer, and Priv Monkey summons are on the battlefield, any Donkey Hotay present will activate Saint Bonzo's Boon and remain active as long as the monkeys are alive. But that is not all for the summons. All monkey summons will also have a chance to summon another monkey companion into the battlefield. Apparently this is a 13% chance of occurring for each monkey in each round. The summons that it picks is not random as each monkey will summon their own chosen class. For example, the Priv Monkey will summon the Musketeer will summon the Buccaneer, and the Buccaneer will summon the Privateer. Of course, all of them having a 13% chance to trigger. With good RNG and luck, these monkeys can multiply themselves with little to no cost, like a group of rabbits during Valentine's Day. The potential war of attrition that your companion can provide can allow your team to last enough to wear down the opponent until there is nothing left. Unfortunately, Donkey Hotay doesn't have a lot of chains or attacks. Since your monkeys doesn't have a lot of attack powers or chains, Donkey Hotay and his crew should be treated as defense for your team, while your pirate and your other companions will have to pick up the slack. You can train Bladestorm and Relentless for Donkey Hotay, but keep in mind he only has 3 epics to choose from. Since you need to train the summon power as well as you're not left with just a Privateer summon, it's better to use all the summons ready for support instead of damage, in which other damage companion can probably do better at. One last thing for Donkey Hotay is he has one more power, Saint Bonzo's Blessings. This ability you can choose on either himself or another ally close to him will buff or nerf that chosen ally up to 8 random attributes. It's kinda like that Swashbuckler in the Valencia pack, but instead of buffing everybody on the field, this is completely random on whether or not it will do good or harm to your companion. Thankfully, through some testing, this power tends to buff your companion more than actually hurting your companion, so if you guys are thinking that this acts more like an RNG slot machine, it tends to be more forgiving than others. Donkey Hotay and I guess his own little monkey crew is finally out for Pirate101, and what do I think of him? Well, it's very ironic considering when he was released, April Fool's months because he is really good but also really bad. First, if we're just talking about only the minions are great. They have the ability to stall for your team and give excellent support in the battlefield with debuffs and knockbacks. Not to mention that there is no limit in how much monkeys they can summon, so in theory you can continuously multiply these guys forever, given you can hit that 13% chance every round if they're alive. Second, if we're just talking about Don Quixote, he's kinda bad. His blessing power is very handy at giving your allies more damage and dodge, and you basically need them to even summon the monkeys first, and after that, he's just honestly just a walking test dummy. The only highest epic choice that will help you is hold the line 3, but that's really it. Once all the powers are used, he just stands there and takes damage, hence why he has the same Bonzo's boon. In situations like PvE where most of the fights are fast paced and only lasting a few rounds, Don Quixote and his crews fall short of just even trying to hit that level of speed for damage. However, PvP is most likely when he will shine, as PvP is longer and more strategy based. Now for early game he can be useful, as you can just buy him at any time during April Fools from level 1 to level 75 to get that extra level of support for your team, and could even be solid in very specific cheating bosses. Overall, Don Quixote and his monkey summons are very niche in many of the fights in Pirate 101. But honestly, I ain't complaining, as Don Quixote has been around since Valencia Part 2, he was finally added into the game as a companion, and considering it is April Fools, I had a good laugh in how Pirate 101 approached Don Quixote and his goofiness. I give this bozo a solid 7 out of 10. As I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I will quickly skim over the Aztecasaur pack companions because they were buffed and I don't got all of them. Screw you, Griffin. Doomhorn, the Buccaneer dinosaur, has 3 critical charges and afterwards will strength buff himself. He is now a very independent buck that doesn't need any pirate to get strength buffs. The fact that his charge is, well, a freaking charge, and is guaranteed a crit is just nuts for a Buccaneer. He can be used by anybody who needs a good Buccaneer companion and can support himself with ease. Lemba Musco, the Musketeer dinosaur, is what happens if you just hate Musketeer enemies. He can summon clouds in an area that will block line of sight, and a power that acts similarly to True Grit, but instead it will just lower the damage. This is just absolutely punishing for Musketeers. It is literally a must to counter the most broken class in the entire game. Itzen, the Privateer dinosaur, is the perfect representation of a Privateer in its natural environment, staying as far away in the back and just giving out buffs to the team like they were giving out freaking candies during trick-or-treating. Huh, I miss those days. He is extremely good, as you can just giga buff one chosen ally with insane accuracy and dodge and decent team buffs as well. You know, I'm starting to see why I'm going broke in this game, huh? Chillambok, the Witch Doctor dinosaur, has good damage and good summons. Besides his ability to get Mojo Rising 5, he can summon a Buccaneer that has Relentless 5 with Feeding Frenzy and a Musketeer with Overwatch 4 and Burst Fire, which is just absurd. Not to mention that he can also convert an undead enemy to your team for 1 round. You need a Witch Doctor that can do all the damage you need. This is the powerhouse of a companion that you should get. And finally, Doomclaw, the Swatch companion, can apply no healing towards enemies and use that to heal off of his attacks. This is by far the weakest buffs out of the 5, but is still solid as a chaining Swatch companion that he can heal given the right circumstances. Out of all the 5 Aztecasaur companions, it's hard to say which is the best, as they can all find their own purposes in the Pirates lineup, but I still rate them very highly. Honestly, Pirate 101 did a good job rewarding your hard-earned money with these obviously strong-ass companions. And that is all the companions that were added and reworked recently. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. There is teasers from Pirate 101 themselves on future rework, like the long-awaited Monkey King rework and promo confirmed last year, and just not long ago, a tease of Shiriko Neko being reworked soon, so hopefully I'll be able to cover that when it releases. Thank you all for watching this video. Comment down below on what you think of Don Quixote and the Azteca Pack companions. Are they good or are they bad? Let us know in the comments. If you want more of these content, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I will continue covering more Pirate 101 content. If you want daily stuff from me, make sure to follow my Twitch as I stream more than I make videos, and join the Discord down below. Until then, guys, happy pirating!